shoebox. Oh, I forgot my... Damn, I forgot to put my boosters on.
And we're going straight in.
Yeah.
Well, that's something that I've noticed. You know, it used to be that the matchmaker took a while, even a full 5-man platoon.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of a time to get in, but now it seems like it's going in fairly quickly, so that's good.
Really?
I suspect that's the event, mostly.
Is that what you said to Nuwar?
Yes. Well, that will be telling, mate.
Sorry. Oh dear.
How do we get global
the tone's gone there already.
In the evening for that.
There's only time.
Not 9 o'clock yet, gentlemen.
All right.
Yes.
In Europe,
That's a broad term.
God save us for the New Year's Brit back.
Did you just get a slap there, Strain?
No. I'd be smiling and happy too much if I did.
He likes it too much.
Anyway, global operations. Or is it GLOP, as the OE developers call it? GLOP. Okay, let's get into the first thing.
Disgusting. I'm going to go and play some GLOP.
GLOP. Is it a crap name or what?
Yes.
Thank God it's only internal. Let's hope they keep it out of it.
I would just call it GO.
Glop,
there you go.
That just sounded wrong. What you just said. Glop is internal. That just sounded really wrong. Sorry, it sounded really wrong, guys. Anyway, guys, hope you're enjoying the stream. This is the Brit Pack, and please just do not follow just me. There's other guys here as well. Please follow them. There's going to be a link up which my bot's going to spam every 30 minutes or whatever. Please follow Kroshy, Commander Strange, GAngelious, Rugged Fun, and Blockheart, please, because they're part of the Brit Pack, and it's all going to be good. And this is going to be a monthly episode. I believe Kroshy's doing a Christmas one where we're all going to get drunk. I believe. Kroshy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Basically, the next one after this is going to be the end of October. We're going to have one at the end of November and one end of December, and then we'll have one in January going forward. I think I'm hosting the next one.
Yep.
And then I'm not sure if GAngelious is able to do one in November or Blocky is. And then Kroshy's doing the Christmas special, purely because we're going to have a few more drinkies.
Drinkies. Jaeger. No, not Jaeger.
We will let you guys know when these madcap events are going to be. And hopefully we'll be publicising it a bit more earlier than we've been doing this time.
Well, I did try to get information out, and someone's let me down. I'm not going to mention names, but someone has.
It happens, mate. No, it's okay. Anyway, Global Ops. Hell, that
Glops.
Glops, or GO. GA says it's
Armoured
GO.
Warfare Go!
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're calling it Glops. What do people think of this? I mean, I think it's a nice idea. There's one aspect of it I'm not happy about, but if they get the mode correct, I think it'll be overall enjoyable. So, GAngelious, let's start with you, mate, because you are the PvE player, so it is that transition from PvE to PvP. And then, Cal, let's have your opinions, mate.
I think that's generally good. Someone said about, will I be able to use, I can't remember who it was, I do apologise. Will the AI be able to use ACGMs and glops? Now, I'm hoping they're not, because I just said pillboxes, but maybe in the extreme mode they should be able to, because that will push everyone to the limits on PvE and hopefully bring out more a competitive game side for those PvE players transitioning to PvP. Whether that does or not remains to be seen, but I wish someone would deal with this M1. There we go, it's dealt with. Thank you.
Got ya.
Cheers, buddy.
Cal needs to play the M1 later.
No, we're not doing that. It's all gone quiet. So, anyhow, GA's. You were asking GA about the.
Let's get GA's opinion.
Yeah,
so the
that
PvE player.
Yeah.
It should be an intro because he plays PvP a bit, and it should be quite an interesting mode for GA.
Well, the problem I have with PvP as it currently is that it's 15 random people. That's 15 random people, and there's a reason my friends have never underestimated the power of human stupidity. Let's put it that way. And with Global Ops, if it's just going to be basically regular PvP but with AI bots in there just for the fun of it, I don't think this game is something I'm going to play. Because random PvP isn't fun. I mean, there are some fun moments, but I wouldn't play it for enjoyment. But if it's going to be almost Clan Wars-like, where you have two organised teams fighting for control of objectives, then that would probably interest me. I mean, by all means, make it so that solo players can join organised teams, like in Lords of War. But hang on, let's get around this tangent too. Right, it's fired. But if it's just going to make it random PvP, but with bots in there, just for lol, no. They need to go around the Lords of War perspective and have it organized. They need to focus on the organized aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because you need communication.
From what I can assume from reading what's on the AW website, I don't know if you guys agree with that summary. Maybe GA doesn't, but it looks like it's 15 versus 15. We know that's been confirmed. It's larger maps. Now, AI-controlled objectives that the PvP players have to engage as well as defending. So it gives a choice of what they can do. They can either take each other out and, I assume, win the game, or they could take out certain PvE objectives, so killing bots, taking, say, a base, and that base would then unlock something like an air supply drop, or, I don't know, pillboxes, or, extra boosts or anything like that. That's the way I read it. But the big thing that interests me is huge maps, big maps, and then they've got these random wildcard things. So, GA, you kind of maybe disagree with how I've read it on the forums. But what do you think, Kroshy and Cal?
Not looked into Glocks at all, so I can't really comment. To be honest, actually, now the only thing that I've got is too much content already. It's going to spread the player base all over the bloody place. We've got PvP, PvE, Lords of War, and now Globs. There's already not enough people in PvP, which is, as far as I'm concerned, the main aspect of the game. Especially for the NA. If you put this on NA, there's just going to be nothing in PvP.
Yeah. Well, I think that I think Glops will take over on the NA server. I think that's primarily what it's really been introduced for, because there is a population issue with the NA server. And I spoke to Joker. Do you know Joker from Bloody Red Squadron? Yeah, I mean, I spoke to him. I asked him the question, what do you think about what is wrong with the NA population? And he basically said that the American player base is not as serious gamers as us crazy Europeans, and they'd rather play consoles where it's simple, get out of very, very quickly, and that's why, in his opinion, it struggles. But I think Glops could take PvP and be able to mix those PvP PvE players, and maybe it will be the dominant mode on the NA server. For us on the EU, I mean, population, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I have, population seems quite strong at the moment. Since 0.16 launch, now 0.17. The queues, there's been more people in the queues.
I think, like I say, it's maybe a mixture of new players coming in, which I believe there is, which is good, and also people from the NA coming over to the EU server, which has got its own inherent problems. It's different types of meta, but as soon as they merge together, which I believe Blockheart mentioned or someone else mentioned, it'll be better for the game in general. Because at the minute there's two different types of meta with NA and EU. So if any NA guys are in the chat, let us know what you think, mate, guys. And
in the other tank game, there's a slightly different playstyle on both servers. I mean, Teggy26 says they can hardly get a 5v5 in the NA server. Now, I watched some of Joker's stream last night, and they were mainly 7v7 or 8v8, but that was fairly late at night UK time. So, maybe they need to do something with the population, but they need to get the North American players, especially, really engaged in the game, and I think that's only going to come once they get bug fixes sorted out from the game's launches.
Can someone help with this challenge too, by the way? I think that with the players coming back in 0.16, 0.17, I think it's because they've just made some good patches. They've basically just nailed the last two patches, and that's brought certain people who joined in in October when the game went into open beta, or were from closed beta or whatever. It's brought them back because the game, they started to nail patches down. From sort of February onwards, the game wasn't. They lost the fun side because there's so many bugs, and if it's a PvE player, first of all, there was low income, which made progression ridiculously slow, which introduced the fact that certain people just played PvP and didn't care about the result because it was the only way they were going to make any money. And then
about this earlier and early on today. Yeah, it was early today. I mean, Kroshy fell out of love with the game until 0.16. Didn't you, Kroshy?
Yeah, that's why I went to WoW.
Cheers, Armoured Warfare, for hosting me. Cheers, Capt. You're an hour late, because I did say 800 CST, but better late than never, Captain. You're awesome, buddy.
Yeah. And with 0.16, 0.17, they actually, they just made some good patches. They've actually fixed a lot of the bugs that were in the game, and that's what a lot of people back.
Okay, so Global Ops, we're 50-50 about whether it's good. Kroshy hasn't really looked into it.
No.
I've only read basically what's on the forums. I really want to see it on the test server. I mean, the only thing that they haven't said yet is when they've got... I mean, Lords of War is supposed to be coming out 0.18, which is December time, they were saying. So we're looking at December time. They haven't given us a date for Glops. Glops may not actually come in until the game's launched. That could be a game launch mode for either end of the year or beginning of 2017, which I think beginning of 2017 is going to be the earliest the game is probably going to launch.
I just want to touch on what Kroshy said earlier, because that's a good point. I think they're releasing too much content, in my opinion. That's a very good point as well. So they're spreading their player base very thin across multiple formats, which is that's a bit of that is a very good question, Kroshy, and I just think that's a bit of a risky move, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think with Lords of War, because it's only seasonal, I think what's gonna happen is you're just gonna that's good. It's because it's seasonal. You're only gonna lose PvP population while people are playing Lords of War, and as soon as they've got rank 25, you're gonna expect most people to go back to straight PvP if that's what they do, or PvP if that's or PvE if that's what they do. Because only the top clans are going to duke it out for the season win streak reward. And you're talking your Arsok, your Hype, Havoc, Apple, all those teams. They're going to be the ones duking it out for season win streak rewards and all that sort of stuff. The average Joe just wants to get rank 25 to get the special vehicle. That's what they want. I mean,
do you think also? Sorry, G8, to interrupt you. Do you think that 10v10 for the average? Well, to be honest, Armoured Warfare should be catering for the mass audience, which is just average players, in my opinion. Do you think 10v10 is a bit too much for like Lords of War on EU? I think it is. I think that should be aiming towards 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 players.
Yeah. I think that. Sorry, I think it's a case of the 10 players we find for teams, and it probably would be fine if they made like a significantly larger map where 10 players could get into it.
Yeah.
So what another way might be to do it is to, I don't know how if that's what they'd want to do, but if you had clan teams, simply have a different variant Lords of War where you could duke it out for bigger rewards.
Yeah, we jumped from Global Ops
special rewards.
War, so let's go back to Glops and finish the Glops discussion. Get on to Lords of War in a second, because I think that's just where it is. Is there anything else anyone wants? Kroshy's just buying a tank. Any other questions or thoughts that people have on the Glops mode? Or we're just going to have to wait and see, because I don't think it's going to be out until next year. So hopefully it'll be on the test server. We can all try it out and see. Right, there's a couple of comments in chat. So that dude agrees that he thinks it's dangerous to have too many game modes to a server that is already dead. I guess he's thinking about the NA server, because the EU server, I think, is fairly healthy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kisara453 says, what do you think about being able to transfer tanks between NA and EU? He's playing from Asia with 100 to 300 ping.
Ooh.
Well, again, it's that whole thing. I mean, I think an Oceanic, Australasia, wherever server would be beneficial, but they've said, I believe, that until the game has a more stable North American player base, I don't think they're going to open any other servers anywhere else in the world. As to switching tanks, well, can they do that now? I mean, with how they've regionalized the game, possibly not. But I don't know.
Well, I imagine they probably, on a technical scale, they probably could, but on a practical scale, probably not.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Also got to think of the fact that this is a free-to-play game. They are going to make any sort of money they have by people buying premium tanks, which, of course, at the moment there are too many premium tanks in the game. But that is another story. Oops.
Yeah.
Get ready, guys.
1 sec.
Yeah.
So I don't think that swapping garages across EU to NA or a future Oceanic server to EU or NA will work. But that's life. Now, the other thing, I should catch up on anything else on chat before we go back.
Just carrying your point there, what another option could be doing is transferring progression, but not transferring all the vehicles necessarily. So you get all the things unlocked, but you haven't got them in your garage, and that you just need the money to buy them. And then you don't have to grind them through again, because it's all